So, we have looked at the working of PHP and HTML. Now, let us bring them together to make dynamic web applications. For this, we will take the input from the user using HTML and process it using PHP. Let us take an example and see how it works. So, let's say we want to take a message as input from the user and print a message with that input. Now to take input from the user, we will use HTML. Then we will print this input using PHP. Now let's write the HTML code for this. So we create an HTML file called printview.html. And then we write the opening HTML tag, then the body tag, and inside this we write the form tag with two attributes. The attribute action has the value print.php, which is the name of the PHP file where the input will go. Then we write another attribute called method, which is a parameter, and the value of this parameter is get. This get method will be used to send the input values to the PHP file. We can also use post method here. Then we have the input tag with type attribute. The value of this attribute is text. This is for taking the input in text format from the user. We also give it a name. Remember this name well. We will be using it in the PHP file that we will be creating next. Moving on, we have another input tag with the type attribute whose value is submit. We have another attribute here called value, and its value is print. Then we close all the tags to complete the code. Now let us write the PHP code to process this input and print the message to the user. So we create a PHP file with the name print.php, and we start the PHP code here. Then we declare a variable called $msg and give it this value. Now this predefined variable $_get is used in PHP to store the input from the user when it is passed using the get method. For post method, this variable here would become $_post. So $_get and $_post are basically an array of objects that are passed by the user using a get or post request. Now this name that we have given here is the same name that we had given to our input attribute in the HTML file. It was the attribute that was taking the message from the user. Remember, these names in both HTML and PHP files must always be same. Otherwise, the input given by the user will not be picked up by the PHP file. Let's say the message given by the user is hello. So here in the PHP file, this is the parameter that is being passed, and hello will be the value of the parameter. So moving on, we store this value now in this variable. The variable here can be given any name of your choice. We are using it to make the naming simple. Then the code echoes the string given here and concatenates the message of the user with the string, and then prints the output. We use this dot here to concatenate the two. Like we mentioned earlier, we can also use the post method here. For that, we will just have to change this name here to $_post, and also change the method parameter in the HTML code from get to post. Now let's run the file and see if it works. So we open the local host and open the HTML file. We give our message here, and here is the output. Make sure that your Apache service for XAMPP is running. So we have successfully integrated our HTML with PHP. Now we know that when we use the get method, the input of the user is passed in the URL. While if we use the post method, the data is not passed in the URL, but via the HTTP headers, and hence this data is not visible on the screen of the user. This is the reason that post method is preferred to get method while passing critical data. There are several other reasons why get is not used at all times. Let's look at these reasons. Get requests get stored in the browser history, and it is not advised to store critical data in the browser history. Get requests can be used for relatively smaller data, generally 2048 characters, as compared to post, which theoretically has no limit. Get requests cannot be used for all kinds of characters. We can only send ASCII data using get requests, whereas the post method supports a huge variety of characters. File uploading cannot be done using get. If you want an HTML form to upload files, you have to use the post method. So we can conclude that get method cannot be used for critical data or for large data, and also has data type limit. So get can be used for sending non-critical data like ID numbers, search requests, etc. etc.